What up, what up, what up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. As you come into the building, you guys, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button as you come in. Shout out to everybody watching, everybody in the chat, everybody. Go ahead, hit the like button as you come into the building. Y'all, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long today, but as you come in, make sure you guys are hitting the like button, the thumbs up the live stream. That definitely helps the channel out. Just so you guys are aware, I am streaming on both of my YouTube channels. If you haven't subscribed to the second channel, go over and subscribe to the channel. The link is in the description box. Also, I am streaming on Twitch as well. Go ahead and follow me over there as well, you guys. Also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the videos and the stream, and also hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. So what's going on, y'all? Happy what is it? What today is? Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here. I'm hoping all is well with all of you guys. Shout out to TR Baby 23. What's going on? Ryan Wedlow in the building. Lorenzo Redmond. What's going on? Fort Dimension, UFO Kamikaze 1, Deshaun 86. E, what's going on? How y'all doing? I hope y'all are good. So you guys see the title, Women Need Makeup to Pull a High Value Man, plus man confronts his mom about his real dad, plus more, child. So I have this video clip. What's going on? Is it Van? What's going on? How are you? So I have this clip that I want to share with you guys first because I thought this was interesting. I was going to do a video on it, but I just figured I would just share it live with you guys and get y'all thoughts on it. So definitely be prepared to chime in the chat. I definitely want to get your thoughts on this particular video where this is from Ashley. I forget her. I know her first name is Ashley. I've covered some of her videos. She does a dating show and she does another show as well. But she's talking about makeup. She made a controversial video about makeup. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something to along the lines of you need to wear makeup in order to attract a certain type of man. And so I wanted to get y'all thoughts on this. What do you think about it? We talk about makeup and all that stuff over here as well. But I wanted to get y'all thoughts on this. And what do you think from your experience, whether, you know, women and men? What's your experience with dating as a man when it comes to women with makeup? Do you prefer a woman with a lot of makeup or just makeup, or does it depend? Because I'm going to give my thoughts on it. And the ladies, have you ever met a guy who, you know, wanted you to wear a lot of makeup or expected you to wear makeup when y'all went to certain places or on a daily basis? Or do you find that you attract more men when you don't wear a lot of makeup? Because I get different responses from different people. And I'm, of course, going to give my thoughts on it and my 2 cents and let y'all know where I'm coming from with it or my opinion on it after we watch this clip. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I definitely want you guys to chime in and give me your thoughts on this one. And also hit the like button as you come into the building as well. All right. So let's get into the clip. Here we go.
Lovely me, welcome up. So what is your take on the makeup conversation? Is it a requirement? And what do you think of my viral video?
I seen a little bit of it. I didn't watch it all the way. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I didn't really need to watch all of it to know what it was about. Yes. To me, personally, for me, I'm gonna say no. This is coming from somebody that wears makeup. I would wear it every day if I could, but makeup do be breaking out my face. But I feel like no. I just feel like everybody has their own little thing, and if you're not a makeup girl, it doesn't mean you're not a high value woman either. And if you do wear makeup, it doesn't mean that you're set at a class other than somebody that don't wear makeup. But as a woman, as a female, we are taught to want to look pretty. We are taught to keep our hair done, our nails did. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we're looking good as far as the face, our skin is clean.
Now, let me just chime in real quick. So do you guys think that if a woman doesn't wear makeup, she's a low value woman? Because some people would say Not where, and listen, I hear men, we talk about this because a lot of men say they don't care about the makeup, they don't care about the wigs, they don't care about all this high maintenance stuff. A lot of men say they don't care about it. But then I remember in a live that I did a while ago, I asked the men if it's the fact of them not wanting their woman to wear any makeup, or is it just for if it's just sporadic, if it's just when y'all going somewhere nice, you don't mind her wearing makeup as long as it's not changing, altering her look. And a lot of men was okay with that. They said that the majority of the men said that it's okay for the woman to wear makeup. It's not like they don't want a woman who doesn't wear any makeup, but they are talking about these life altering, these transformers, because they are out there. Okay. There are women, and we're going to get into that. There are women who definitely transform their faces. So when they take that off, they look like a totally different person. So we're going to address that because I have my thoughts on that. But most men said no, they didn't have a problem with the woman wearing makeup, but they want to see your true beauty. They want to see your face. They don't need you wearing it all the time. You know what I mean? It just, if y'all going to a special event or y'all going to certain things, it's fine. You want to look nice, you want to add to your look, it's fine. But they don't want the transformers, is what I think that they're saying. So, but I'm gonna talk about that. Let's get into it. Go ahead.
That's what we're taught. So you do have some women that's not as girly as a lot. But no, I don't think for you to wear makeup, it makes you just a high value woman either. I'm going to be completely honest, because I got a lot of male friends. And some people, you know what I'm saying, makeup don't work for everybody. You got some men who say females look good in makeup, and when they take it off, they're a whole complete different person. And now they don't want them. You got a lot of people that wear makeup to cover up a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to be saw. So
yeah, well, before she continues, she got a point there. There's a point there. Like I said, there are transformers. There are women who are not happy with the way they look. Let's just be honest. There are women who don't like how they look, so they use the makeup to transform their look completely. There are techniques that you can use for makeup to give you cheekbones if you don't have them, give you a jawline if you don't have it. Just enhance your or change or alter. I'll say alter your look completely. Makeup can alter your look completely. And to me, I think that's what men are referring to, because the makeup is not truly who you are. It's not what you look like. And my thing is this, and of course, I wear makeup, I wear it all. My thing is this: if you wear makeup and when you take the makeup off, you look nothing like yourself, I think that's what most men don't want. And y'all let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. They don't want this altered, changed whole look where you look. In other countries, men have divorced the women because of this, because the women wore the makeup and looked great. And made their shade 2-3 times lighter, and they just altered their whole look. When they took the makeup off, it was a total different person underneath. And they've gotten divorced because of that, because they want to know what you look like. But we're going to get into it a little bit more after the clip. Manny E, thank you so much for the super chat. Says too much makeup is a major turnoff. I prefer natural beauty. The makeup can enhance, but should not be a total change of your natural real self. I 100% agree, Manny. I appreciate you for the super chat. What's going on? Marriage, politics, and sports. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. It says makeup is not the issue. It's the weaves, eyelashes, claws, and cosplay makeup. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thanks for being here. I agree too, but I think what made this this video controversial, or her previous video, because she said makeup equals high class woman or high value or something to that nature, that if you don't wear makeup, then it gives off the homely look. And she said something else to that, but I want to just go through the video and then we're gonna talk about it. Let's continue.
And what about the girls who have nothing to cover up, or don't have blemishes or dark spots, and have beautiful skin and wear makeup every day? What about those girls?
That's a plus. When you take that makeup off, you still looking good. That is a plus.
Yeah, and then another thing too, women who have really good skin and let's say attractive women who look really good with nothing on, they usually do not wear makeup every single day. Let's not get it twisted. Usually the women with good skin and who are attractive, just naturally beautiful, they don't wear makeup every day. That's the misconception. I think I honestly, and I'm not trying to say this to sound rude, but I think a lot of the women who are facially challenged or the women who are not as attractive, they're the ones who feel like they have to wear that makeup every day. Bottom line, because listen, and I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just being honest. A lot of the women who are not as attractive or they don't see themselves in that way, those are the ones who wear the makeup every day. Most women who are decent looking and have good skin do not wear makeup every single day. They really don't. And so we're going to get into that because I want to let them finish talking. But I mean, that's just what it is. I think if you really want to be honest about it, a lot of the women don't like how they look. So they feel the need to have to wear this thick makeup that transforms them because they don't think that they're attractive without it. That's just what it really is. I see a lot of gorgeous women, a lot of beautiful women with good skin, and they do not have makeup piled on every day. Now, if they're going to a special event or they're going out with their husbands or their man or whatever, and they're going to like some type of event or something, yes, they will wear makeup, and they don't wear it to where it changes their whole look. They wear it to enhance the look that they already have. See, a lot of women are using makeup to transform their look totally to something else that they deem gorgeous. This is why they don't like to take it off. It's to me, I think it's I don't know, in my world, it's unrealistic to wear makeup every day. Like, it's just too much. It's too much to pile that on every single day. It's just too much. You know what I'm saying? And then a whole caked on face of it where you got to put essentially a mask on to change your whole look every day. It's not cool. And that's what I think men don't really want. Let's continue.
Absolutely. But I don't think makeup works for everybody because I've seen people who wear makeup and have taken their makeup off and do not look the same at all. Right. I think it should be a fine line between wearing makeup and looking completely different than what your natural face look like.
Absolutely. I would say anyone who puts on makeup looks completely different. I don't care how no makeup it looks. I don't care how natural it looks. If you're putting foundation on, not just lashes and gloss, but we saying foundation, concealer, even if you do it lightly, let's say you're not even doing it heavy, your face will still look different versus the before.
Yeah, but it don't look drastically different. You could still tell. There are men who will tell you, and even in the what is it, the modeling world, you know what I mean, the modeling business and things like that, they usually want to see you with hair pulled back, no makeup, because a lot of people in that industry could see your real beauty without the makeup on. They can see facial structure, cheekbones, jawline, forehead, whatever, you know what I mean. A lot of people in that business can tell what you look like through the makeup. And usually when you're going for stuff like that, they want you fresh face, clean face, nothing on. So, makeup shouldn't transform your look. Makeup should only enhance what's already there. And that's and therefore you don't need a whole lot of it if you already have the things, that deem you attractive. You don't need all that altering look because you pretty much have it already. That's why I say a lot of women who are beautiful don't really wear a lot of makeup, full face every time you look. Matter of fact, I see a lot of women who do not even wear makeup like that, and they look pretty much the same. If they put on a light lash or a little bit of makeup, you can still see they look pretty much the same. And of course, as you get older, things change, your age, you get lines underneath your eyes and things like that. But usually attractive women do not look much different from the light makeup that they put on. And I don't agree that when you take your makeup off, you might look slightly different because you may not have the extra lashes or a mascara or whatever. And there are women who don't even wear lashes like that. Like I used to wear lashes for like makeup videos and stuff like that, but I don't even wear lashes because it's just too time consuming to try to put on. I just lengthen out my lashes that I already have, and not even too much with that. So it depends on what you're doing. If you're not doing a whole lot, you're not going to look drastically different from makeup or without makeup. It's the people who are changing it completely who have to do everything to their face to alter their look that has to maintain that and keep that up. It depends on whether you're an attractive person or not. I'm just saying. And you know, to me, the person who's wearing all that is the one determining that. Because if you like how you look and you don't have a problem with how you look, you wouldn't be piling all that on. I'm just saying. And I like makeup and all, but it's too much. It's too much. It's a major difference from light makeup to that pile caked on stuff. There is a major difference. I'm just saying. And I think it's good for TV and photo shoots and things like that. I think because cameras and all that kind of stuff, I think camera makeup is fine because that's for TV and whatever you're doing like that. But just daily, every day, just no, you don't need all of that. Marriage, Politics, and Sports says, call girls and women looking to play thinks makeup is what rich men value. They would be correct for men who want to play, but men looking to marry absolutely want to see the real you. I agree. Once again, thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. And let's continue, y'all.
Yeah. But it's also not changing features and different things about you. But I do feel like makeup enhances women. Yeah. It enhances a lot of things. So I think makeup is actually really good for a lot of women.
Do you think there's certain settings you would wear makeup in versus others, or you just don't wear it at all?
No, I don't wear makeup anywhere I go. Makeup is a must for me. I love makeup. I love playing in makeup. I go out. When I go out, I'm wearing makeup. Now, when I'm in a house, no, I'm not going to just put on makeup to sit in the house. But if I got somewhere to go, I'm putting on makeup. And even right now, I have makeup on. It's light foundation, but it's makeup on because I've been out the house today. I like the way I look. I feel like I'm more alive when I got my makeup on. I look more, I'm ready to do whatever it is I'm ready to do versus coming out the house looking like I'm half asleep. You know, like I think makeup is for a lot of women. I think a lot of women, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, you almost had me fooled. I thought you said you didn't like makeup.
No. I said I don't think makeup is good for women who overdo makeup to where they look completely different. Because I have a lot of male friends, wearing makeup doesn't necessarily give you a high value man because you have some men that actually like women, how they look without the makeup. Because some women do overdo it with the makeup. They really do.
So are these friends that you have, what type of guys are they? Or like what type of men are they? Do they frequent like galas and charity events and maybe, you know, more events that will require you to be more, how do you say, buttoned up, glam, that kind of thing?
No, not all my friends are like that. I have a mixture of friends, but for the majority of it, I don't care whether you a man that's going into charities. A lot of men do not like makeup. And I want to say a lot of makeup because some women overdo the makeup. I'm not even gonna lie. Some women definitely overdoes the makeup and it doesn't look the same. Like me, I can put on makeup and I can see myself with the makeup on. Like I see This is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, it's not you. I'm going to say this to everyone. It's not you if you have makeup on. It's still not you. Even if you put the lightest coverage, it's still technically not you.
No, it ain't. And I get that. It ain't. But like I'm saying like, to feel like you have to overdo it with the makeup and stuff, you don't. Sometimes you can go outside with a light foundation and, you know what I'm saying, still pull man. If that's what you want to do, if you're not married or, you know what I'm saying, you're single. But
absolutely.
Like when I look at your makeup, the blush, I wouldn't wear as much blush, but I think it's cute on you. I really do. I think the blush is really cute on you. I don't think your makeup is entirely too much. And I feel like when you take your makeup off, I'm not getting a whole new woman. You won't say a whole new person.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Well, you know what? With this,
well, you know, you can't really tell until you see the person without the makeup. You don't know if you're getting a totally different person until they take it off. Have you ever seen a person, and this shocked the hell out of me one time, because like I said, I come from the beauty side of YouTube where I did makeup reviews and things like that. And I watched a lot of content creators, beauty content creators. And I won't say any names, but I have been shocked to shingles when I saw some of my favorite beauty creators when they took their makeup off. There were people who had like full face of acne that I had never seen, like big bumps full of acne, and that I didn't know existed because I had never seen that person without any makeup on. And then when I saw her without the makeup, I was like, whoa, I was shocked. I'm like, how do you get all of that under the makeup? How does makeup come? And that's what kind of, intrigued me about it, because I'm like, well, damn, I didn't know makeup, they made makeup that good to cover up that level, of issues. And so it really shocked me because, like I said before, I've never worn a whole lot of makeup. I mean, even when I was younger, I barely wore makeup. I would wear the stuff that a lot of women wore back then, a little mascara, some lip gloss, child. And it wasn't even real lip gloss all the time. We would line our lips with a lip liner or an eyeliner and put Vaseline on our lips and blend that in and wear a little bit of, didn't even really wear foundation, just wore like mascara and the lips and not much at all. So, I come from a time where, and then there was always these women who did the cake face, who did the red circle blush, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. There were women in a whole bunch of eyeliner. We did eyeliner, but it was minimal. And there were women who did all the thick black eyeliner, if y'all remember that, and the black eye mascara, a whole lot of it, and that big rosy cheek. There were women who did it, like who overdid it then too. But and my thing is, I don't think makeup determines whether you're a high value woman or not. There are a lot of men who are attracted to women who have their hair pulled back, no makeup on, wearing sweats. And my thing is this, once again, I'll say it. If you are an attractive woman and men are attracted to you, it's not about the makeup. Usually those women don't have makeup on. So the makeup doesn't determine the type of man that you get. Like whatchamacallit said, if you looking to pull a man who's gonna play around with you, okay, maybe he might see that and be like, okay, she look good enough for me to play around with. But when it comes to men wifing women up and all that, they don't care about all that piled on makeup and all of that. Now, in my opinion, from what I've experienced, I think men want to know how you clean up. You know what I mean? If you met her, she's attractive, she's everything that you want, physically, you're attracted to her natural beauty. You want to know how, if you can take her somewhere, if you can take her to your jobs, events or party, your employee parties or things like that, or meet with, to things that, you have going on with business partners or whoever, whatever events or whatever things that you may have to go to. You want to know if your woman knows how to, put herself together nicely and show up looking good on your arm. I think men might be more concerned about that. And that doesn't mean piles of makeup. That means she knows how to put a dress on. She's fit. She looks good. She compliments you. Y'all walk into a room and she knows how to, put it together. I think men are maybe more concerned about that. How you gonna look when I take you somewhere? So if she knows how to put herself together and she throws on a little makeup and enhance herself, a lot of men love that. In my opinion, that's how that's how it was. That's what I experienced. They want to know if when they take you somewhere, you know how to, you already look good, but you want to look good for the occasion. So I think when you're doing something like that, the makeup is fine. But on a daily basis, I don't think men care about all of that. Shout out to you, Paul Harrison. Thank you so much for the generous super chat once again. Says, hey, DeeDee, makeup is similar to alcohol. Use it in moderation. This Ashley person has way too much makeup on, which is why she's defending wearing it. Certain women wear it to hide their ugly personality. Baby, thank you once again for the super chat, Paul. I appreciate you. Yeah, and I think a lot of women do use makeup to cover up certain things and of that nature. And like I said, it should enhance, it shouldn't transform. That's how I feel about it. And I don't think that makeup has anything to do with whether a man is attracted to you or not, because men could see through that. And in my opinion, most men are attracted to natural beauty. They say it all the time. If they see you and you're attractive, they like what they see. It ain't about the makeup, because they can see your face naturally the way it is, not with all the enhancements and transformations and stuff like that. Thank you once again for the super chat, Paul. I appreciate you. Edward says the level that calls for makeup every day comes with 6-inch heels and tailored clothes every day, and the man a suit. They ain't Kevin Samuels. LOL. Thank you for the super chat, Edward. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's continue.
Makeup, I have no complaints. You know,
and I think some women just. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, with my makeup, I have no complaints. My bills are paid. I ain't got to struggle. Nice car, nice house, living in the sky. So I guess it helps a little bit for me, and that's not to you, but I'm just saying, yeah.
Right, and I think some people just feel a type of way, because for me, it's like the same thing, and I don't want to change subject, but it's kind of like the same thing for me. When I see females getting online, like TikTok, or just on social media, period, and they do 304 work, or 305, whichever one, I hate that females get on here and they want to push that on so many females and make it seem like, oh, you can't have the same lifestyle as me if you don't, get it the same way, or I'm better than you because I'm getting it this type of way. And I think that's where we need to kind of cut it at when we're explaining one thing. We don't have to kind of compare it to something else as it not being as best as this one.
What made you bring up 304? Like, what made you bring up 304?
Because it's kind of like the same thing. You feel like because you feel like when a female wear makeup and a person that don't wear makeup, they're not in the same class. It's basically where people got that message from. So I'm saying that's kind of like the same thing of females who get online and make you feel like because you're not doing something that you're going the wrong way.
Okay, for the record, let me just put this out there.
Or did I not put that right? Maybe I shouldn't use that as an example.
No shade to the girls who have to feed their kids and maybe they have no other way, so they have to do certain things and be a quote-unquote 304. But let's be crystal clear. I have 2 degrees.
No, I think you listen when I said that. I'm not calling you a 304.
Okay. No. I want to set the record straight.
Oh no, I'm not calling you that. No. Okay. You don't give me none of that.
Let's be crystal clear, baby.
No, that's not what I was giving. I was giving an example for the other women who get up here, and basically what I'm just trying to say is when you talk about makeup, you don't. Where a lot of people is, I don't care because I wear makeup, so it can't offend me. But I'm just trying to speak from a different perspective of somebody who don't wear makeup. I think where they're kind of feeling some type of way about, or even stitching your videos, is that you don't have to, because I wear makeup, I don't have to tell the next woman, hey, if you wear makeup too, you can get high value men, you can get this, you can get that, because that's not really true. I know plenty of females who don't wear makeup and have high value men, and they're high value themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where certain people are like kind of feeling the type of ways like.
And we got to stop throwing around that high value man term or whatever, because I think the way some women look at what is considered a high value man, and they're looking at it wrong. See, I don't consider and it's just me, I don't consider a high value man a man who's rich with a lot of money. No, there are other qualities that would make you a high value man. And a lot of these women aren't really getting those men, whether they've got on makeup or not, because it's not just the makeup, it's some other qualities that they're lacking as well. And it's interesting, this conversation about makeup got people triggered and all this kind of like, girl, why are people triggered by that? If either you wear makeup or you don't, you think that makeup is going to get you a high value man, you can think that all you want. While men are clearly out here saying they don't care about the makeup, they want natural women. And I think that once again, if we're just going to be honest about it, if you are an attractive woman to a man, he does not care if you got on makeup or not. It really ain't that serious. The most attractive women who are attractive and have other good qualities about themselves, they attract good men and they get them. So you could put on 1,000 pounds of makeup all you want and say, oh, I'm a high value woman, so I'm going to attract high value men. For what though? How are you attracting them for them to wife you up? Because that's where it really matters. Are you going to be his wife and y'all going to build a family together or whatever? Or are you just somebody he just want to spend time with and sleep with, child? Because we got to separate the two. It's not the same. So all this makeup so once again, to me, in my opinion, I think it's women who don't feel that they're attractive enough, who want to pile all that makeup on their face. While I think makeup is cool. Makeup enhances your look. Yes, it does. It's not a necessity to get a good man. It's not. If a good man is attracted to you, it's not going to be based on all that makeup. And even if he's attracted to you with the makeup, he's still gonna want to see you without it. Because guess what? If he want to have children with you, if you want to build a family with you, he wants to know what you actually look like, not this altered version of you. You know what I mean? So, and when you're in a marriage or long-term relationship, your spouse see you more without any of that stuff anyway. So that's why they want to know what they're getting. They want to be attracted to you when the wig come off, when the makeup come off. They still want to be attracted to you without any of that. Because if they're only attracted to the makeup look and the hair look and all of that extra stuff, you best believe when that comes off, you're going to look like a totally different person. And he may not be really attracted to what he's actually, the real you. So it would make more sense to show the men who you really are, what you really look like without any of that, and have him be attracted to what you really like, where you can walk around the house with your hair all over your head with no makeup on in pajamas, or just walking around the house looking busted, just chilling, and he still look over and say, "You a beautiful woman." See, when you have that, the makeup don't matter. The makeup don't matter. The makeup is just an accessory for when y'all go out, or y'all get, want to, go out and you stepping out with your man and your woman, and y'all want to look nice and go somewhere. Then you might put on a little makeup and, fix your hair or wear extensions or a wig, whatever your thing is. That's when you really want to really put it all together. Y'all go out and y'all look nice together, and he can show you off and y'all show each other off and y'all have a good time, because he knows what you look like without that. He knows that's just an extension, an accessory of you, but you really still look good and he's still attracted to you without any of that. That's the real key. That's the real key. And there have been women who have talked about wearing makeup where their husbands never seen them without makeup. They actually sleep in the makeup. They don't take it off. They get up 5 a.m, get dressed, put the makeup on, put their hair on, and all of that before their husband gets up, because they can't afford for him to see them without any of that, because he was attracted to the way they look like that. So she knows that once she takes all of that off, she don't look like that. And they don't want the man to see that side, because they're scared that he may not really like them. So they got to keep this facade up. Who can live like that, baby? I couldn't do that. What's going on, Successful MD? How are you? Mia's Bells, how are you? I couldn't do that. And it's just too much. Like, you need the person to see you the way you naturally look. And that's that. I couldn't jump up 4 and 5 in the morning, try to put on a cake face of makeup and put a wig on and all this, so this man could see this look that he's attracted to. Otherwise, he wouldn't even want you. That's just taking it to the extreme. But there are people who do that. So that's where it gets a little crazy and a bit too much. Nah, baby, you're going to see me. First off, you're going to see me in my natural state. You're going to see me how I look. And for the most part, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm just saying, I don't like to give out too much personal, but I've talked about this before. Listen, back, I didn't wear barely any makeup. So you pretty much saw what my face looked like. And if you're attracted to my face and me, the way I'm in my natural state, then there you have it. You know what you got. You know what you're getting. Anything else, when you do clean up and when you do put on a little makeup or do something different with your hair, they're like, "Oh my God. Oh, all right. You look even better." You know what I'm saying? You already attracted to what the person looks like in their natural state. So anything they do extra, it just makes it look even better. They know what they got. They know what you can become, and they love it all. So that's how I see it. Thank you once again, Paul, for the generous super chat. Says, "Wow, Ashley is really telling the world that she's insecure. Don't have a man and wear too much damn makeup. Ashley makes me makeup look bad. Oh wow." She displays a high level of insecurity. Shout out to Ashley. But she did seem a little triggered by this, I must say. I don't know, but she did a previous video of talking about this, and people, I think the video went viral and people are talking about it. So, I don't know. I think, sometimes people get a little in their feelings if they don't like the outcome of something. I don't know, but yeah, she does seem a little bit triggered, in my opinion, and it's just what it is. But thank you once again, Paul, for the super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Child, let's continue this, because I got something else I want to show y'all, but let's continue.
You comparing it to, because you feel like, oh, I wear makeup. You don't. I got the best of the best. You know what I'm saying?
But I think two things can be true at once, right? I think there are exceptions. There are girls out in the world who maybe got the guy with no makeup. I'm not saying that's not true. But if we're being honest and we're looking at the majority, if you go out, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your bare face, but if you go out with your bare face to a really nice upscale restaurant versus you don't go with, not done up. I'm not saying a caked up face. I'm not saying a full face. But makeup, having your hair done, having a heel on, and having a dress on, you're going to get two different results because we live in a superficial world.
Well, I have to disagree. There are lots of women, and I'll say it again, and I'm completely being honest and 100. It depends on your attractiveness, child. If you are an attractive woman to somebody, and a lot of men deem you attractive, you don't need an ounce of makeup on. See, that's the difference. If you are an attractive, just a naturally beautiful woman, you could go in a restaurant with not a stick of makeup on and get men trying to talk to you. It's not really about the makeup. It's about how you really look. So if you feel you got to wear all of this and be all done up, you might get some attention, but I mean, is it the attention you really want? It's not. I don't think it's based on I think it's based on how attractive you are. Let's just be honest. Everybody does not have the same attraction level, and everybody's, and all men aren't attracted to the same things, but most men can recognize beauty. So they know what they like. You could be a beautiful woman with no makeup on, and men are going to see that. And there are a lot of women who have rich men who are attractive and they don't wear a lot of makeup, baby. Let's be honest. So, it is. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat, says Halloween 24/7. Damn. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for the super chat. Adwan, I hope I'm saying it right, says Shalom DeeDee. Give me that natural woolly hair, 4C hair. I don't need the makeup, the lashes, the wigs. Natural is the way. Ladies, drink water a lot. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. That's what most men are saying too. Most men would agree with that. Most men like natural. And I think Successful MD says, I have to be 6 feet, 6 figures, but she can be a clown. Thumbs down. Thank you once again, Successful MD. And I think a lot of women, when you say natural, they think unkempt, or unkept. Like you just look a hot mess. No, you could be natural and still look good. You got to take care of yourself. And drinking water is part of that, I might add. So yeah, and keeping yourself up, keeping your skincare, taking care of your skin, taking care of your body. All of those things matter. You know what I'm saying? If you out smoking hookah all the time and drinking and partying all the time, that makes you look harder. That makes you look older. And then you gotta, where you to the point where you have to wear makeup 24/7 just to look decent, but let's continue.
If you feel different about that, that's just how the world perceives people. That's just the way it is.
I think that's kind of something we kind of putting on people of why people feel like that. Because I feel like I can go out to dinner and I can wear my heels and I can look good without my makeup and my hair done. Right. And I'm still going to attract the same man because I am a beautiful woman with or without makeup. Oh, and I feel like a lot of women should not feel like you're just beautiful hair, with makeup on.
Right. I said makeup, hair, dress, heels. I said the whole thing.
Yeah, and I'm saying the whole thing without the makeup, and I'm still attract the same man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. And let me, I'm asking this respectfully. Do you date high value men right now?
My man, my husband just walked in the house, and yes, I have a high value man that makes 6 figures. Doesn't care for the makeup at all. Most men who like the way you look, they don't care for the makeup. That's if you got that person, some female can look good. Makeup, hair, nails, outfit, banking, and got horrible personalities.
Exactly.
That does not mean because you look a certain type of way, you're going to attract that certain type of man.
There are girls who wear makeup who look nice and have great personalities.
And so baby, you got it all. You got it. But just wearing makeup ain't going to get you a high value man at all.
Okay. All right.
I agree. I think people want to believe that, but that's not the case. If you are not, Whew, I think the men are clearly have been saying they don't care for all the makeup. They don't care. I saw celebrity shout out to her Queen of Accountability posted some. I posted something on something she put on her Instagram about this man said he don't like the makeup. It's all over his shirt. It's all over his sheets. He don't like it. Most men don't like all of that. And they can see right through it. They could tell, damn, she went on that makeup. What she look like under it, you know? They want to see what you naturally look like. If they want to really be with you and build a family with you, with the kids are going to look like what you naturally look like. So if you want to know what somebody look like for real, if they haven't showed you their natural face, look at their kid. If they got a child, look at, if it's a woman, look at her son. Because to me, the sons typically look like the mothers. Look at the son and see what he look like. And that's pretty much how she looks, if she, you know, without the makeup. Sam, thank you for the super chat. Says Halloween decorations 24/7 workout ladies. Child. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's all about the makeup. A successful MD says projecting her insecurities is a context clue. Yeah, I just don't. I think, yeah, thank you, successful MD. I appreciate you once again. Yeah, I think it's different strokes for different folks. I think, like, once again, women who don't believe or think that they're as attractive feel like they have to put all of that in. Naturally beautiful women do not have to do all that. You really don't. You don't have to have all that makeup. You can put on a nice dress and not wear any makeup and go out and still get attention. Because if you're beautiful, you're beautiful. And if you're attractive, men are going to see that. And if you have a great personality and you have all of the other qualities as well, that makes it even better. It's not just about the makeup. You know, there are a lot of women out here who pile all that makeup on and still can't get a man. Ain't no man who's going to take them seriously and be with them. This is why some of these women, they're complaining. They're like, well, I'm done up with all the nails and all this stuff. And the man is walking right past you because he can see through all of that. You know, they can see through it. So I don't know. I think sometimes women get it twisted. Or maybe, they just think that that's the way to getting the type of man that they want. And when it does, and when you see a naturally beautiful woman who's not wearing any of that, then I don't know, it becomes an issue. Let's continue.
Being completely honest, it's not.
No, that's fair. You said you have a high value man.
It's the outside, because anybody can really get a man. That's really not hard. I feel like any woman can really get a man, and even man with money.
Right, but you want a certain kind of man. And it's just not the money. I don't want to just put it on the money. It's the lifestyle, right? So where you like to go, who do you like to associate? What type of places you like to frequent? So I can't say it's just, because you have money. It's the lifestyle. That's what people want to date, not just the man who has money in his account.
I get what you.
So she's saying you want a man with a certain lifestyle. So that's what a lot of women are looking for. They want a man who can take them in certain rooms and, flaunt them around in certain high class areas or whatever. So that's the certain type of man that these women are looking for. So you have to dress the part and look the part. Okay, that makes sense. Because he's going to be bringing you around, these high class individuals, I guess. So you're just a trophy piece that he wants to flaunt around. And if that's the case, then I understand where she's coming from. Like, oh, you have to look the part. You have to make him look good. So you have to have all this makeup on and have nice dresses on and heels, have everything in place because you have to look good because you're with this type of man and he's taking you. So if that's the case, I get it. But if are we talking about just a man to showcase you and, have you as his, plaything? Or are we talking about high value men who have qualities that are high value, who are looking for women for real solid relationships, for real, somebody you actually care about in your life? Them men ain't caring about all of that because they know if you're an attractive woman, they know they can take you anywhere. If you have, if you have great morals and values and you're not out here trying to look like a 304, you actually carry yourself in a respectable way, you look good, they know that they can take you in the certain places they need to bring you, and you're not going to come there looking like a ghetto hot mess. You're not going to come in there with colorful long nails out to here. You're you have class, you know how to present yourself, you know how to put yourself together, and he can look over and be proud that, wow, damn, she look good. I could bring her in any room with me and be proud to say, this is my wife. There's a difference. If you're talking about a lifestyle just with a man to hang out with him and go places with him and you need to look good, yeah, of course he's gonna want you to look your best. But the man who is really your man, he could care less if you got all that makeup on. They like you better without it. They really do. They like you better without it. So, I mean, let's continue.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely get that. But yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
So when we think high value man, I don't want to just put it on, oh, he has $1 million in his bank account, because it can be a guy who's scamming. It can be a guy who's robbing the bank and he's a millionaire. It can be a man who's taking, going house to house and robbing homes and he's a millionaire. So I don't want to just say it's a money thing. I want to say it's a lifestyle thing.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, darling. Welcome up. It's nice to see you again.
Oh, you as well. I had to hop in because I'm enjoying this conversation so much. But I wanted to just share my 2 cents, both from a personal perspective and a professional. So from personal, I'm married to what people on here would call high man, very successful, provides a beautiful life. For
the blended gap. Hold on. You're cutting in and out. You're lagging a little bit.
Is that better?
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Alrighty. Okay.
Hopefully this is better.
Yes.
All right. So he provides a beautiful life for me. We get to travel the world, live in a beautiful home, go shopping. We're very connected spiritually. And I can tell you for a fact that I would never have gotten my husband, regardless of how sweet I am, how intelligent I am, if I didn't look a certain way, right? If I didn't take care of myself, if I didn't present myself in a certain way. I think a lot of women here also, they live in very competitive cities. I lived in Los Angeles, California. That's where we met. And, he was in Hollywood. He was surrounded by models and just gorgeous women. And of course, it's not just about looks, but if I didn't look a certain way, I wouldn't have gotten him. That's an unfortunate reality. So that's from personal. And then professional, there have been so many studies where if you are attractive or you present yourself a certain way, you're automatically deemed to be more competent. People will pay you more money. Your salary will increase. People will respect you more. As well as for women, especially, it has been proven that it is more valuable for a woman to lose weight than to get a master's degree. There have been so many studies that have replicated this over time. And I'm not saying that that's a great thing. That's just the reality of the world that we live in. So I don't know what else to say other than, yes, how you present yourself really does matter. And for me, I'm always going to present myself the best I can. Even today, I'm very casual, but I always want to show up with makeup on, with my hair brushed, smelling good and looking good.
You represent well. You look beautiful, darling.
Now, I mean, look, I don't really have no pushback on what she said. That's a difference between presenting yourself in a presentable way versus wearing a pound of makeup. You know what I mean? You're supposed to get up and take care of your hygiene, take care of yourself, comb your hair, look presentable. You don't want to come out just looking a hot mess. And I like that she brought up the fact about the weight, because while we could talk about the makeup, baby, we need to be focused on the weight, how big everybody is, and now there's this trend. There's this new wave now of getting slim. Everybody's on Ozempic and taking these weight loss injections and things. Now the new trend is to get slim. That might not be such a bad thing, because everybody had these donkey booties and everybody's so big and everybody thought that was the thing. Now that's not working out. So now they're back to everybody working out and taking this Ozempic to lose weight, because everybody's gotten so big. So, that's another aspect of it. It's not just the makeup, but also your health. How you present yourself, how you look is important. And it's not just makeup. You don't need all that makeup, but you need to present yourself in a respectable manner, look nice. You need to dress for the occasion. If somebody is taking you to a ball or a nice gala or something like that, you know, you have to come in and you have to look good. In that case, there's nothing wrong with putting makeup on and putting a gown on and dressing for the occasion. But this idea, and this is just my opinion, of going out with a full face of makeup every single day just to go to the grocery store is ridiculous. If you are just a naturally attractive person, you're going to get attention whether you have that makeup on or not, you know, and you're presenting yourself in a decent, respectful way. Men are attracted to that. So it's not about the makeup. If you could pile that makeup on all day and wear heels all day, it doesn't mean that you're going to attract the high value man. You know, it doesn't mean that. You might, but he still want to see you with that off. Is there, at what point do you take that off and show him the real you? And is he still going to have that same level of attraction? Like I said before, and I'll say it again, I personally think that it's important for men to see you in your natural state. It's important for a man to see you get all dolled up and look nice, where he knows, well, damn, she look good. She know how to dress. She know how to dress for the occasion. She knows how to put together, look classy. She knows how to look, but he also needs to see you where you don't have any of that on, just casual t-shirt, sweatpants, just chilling at home with no makeup on, none of that stuff. He needs to be able to see that, to see if he's attracted to that, how you really, really look. Because to me, that's most important. He knows how you look with that on and without it, you know, and that's what I think a lot of men are saying. Once again, we want to see the real you. We want to see what you look like. We want to see if we are attracted to what you naturally look like. Because after all, they got to look at you on a daily basis. They got to see you every single day in your natural state. Now, if you're not with the woman and you just playing with her, it's okay to see her with all the makeup on, because you know you're only going to see her when you take her somewhere and hitting the skins, and that's it. You don't have to bring her home. You don't have to wake up to her. So it don't matter what she look like, and if she can put the mask on and look good for you during that time, that's fine, because he only going to see you sporadically anyway. But if you're talking about a woman that you want to be your wife and be with you and have kids and y'all have the whole life family, that man want to see what you look like without all that stuff on. Just saying. So it just depends. Let's continue.
Always. Thank you for coming up and sharing. This will be going up.
Looking forward to it.
Bye, darling. Thank you for coming up. Thank you, darling. Thank you for coming up. She says she dates a high value man, and from the background, I can tell, honey, okay? The study. Let me go get the ladder so I can get that book way up yonder. She said if she didn't have herself put together, then not saying she's not a great woman. She's not a great woman, but maybe she would have never attracted that man at that time and at that place.
All right, y'all. So that's the end of the video. You know, I think, you know, everybody has their opinion, which everybody's entitled to their opinion and their experiences. And, you know, I think too much of the focus is on the wrong things, in my opinion. I think more women should be focused on their personalities, their weight, you know, getting in shape, figuring out what, you know, they need to do to better themselves for a man. Y'all hear me say it all the time. Figuring out how to cooperate with men, figure out what a true high value man is and what he is looking for, because it's not just attributed to money. You know, we know a lot of low value men with money, so you just can't put it on the money and a lifestyle. You want something more in depth, something that's real, something that's really going to benefit your lives together. You know what I'm saying? Not just somebody who could take you to places. Because after a while, to me, that's just me, it gets old. Like, I mean, after a person, you know, is taking you around and, you know, hit the skins, because that's what they're doing that for. And then that's it. Then they get tired of you and they send you on your way, and they want something more real. They get tired of that too, because you know, you come dime a dozen. Like, they can have all the women they want and take different women out and all that. You know, if you're talking about that, yeah, you want to look your best for that man to make sure he want to keep you in rotation. But if you're talking about real relationships, not just this quote unquote lifestyle that a lot of women are looking for, then yeah, maybe you need to make sure you on par. You look up to par, that you have everything in place, because he just wants you to look good, to make sure when he go around his colleagues that you don't embarrass him. And that's that. We talking about real relationships. Child, you know, and you are an attractive woman that he is into, you don't need all that. You don't need all that. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, you guys. Go ahead and hit the like button for you, girl. Go ahead and hit the like button right now. Let's see. Deshaun 86 says, so other groups they approached and take what they want. It don't matter if she a woman or okay. All right, let's move on. I have this other clip that I want to share with you guys. It's from this young guy who confronts his mother about his real dad. I want you guys to check this out and definitely chime in. I want to hear what you have to say about this. Go ahead and hit the like button, you guys. Let's go ahead and get into this clip. Here we go.
So you were behind my back?
Yeah, I'm grown. I'm old enough now. I feel like I got the right to do that. So I just wanted to get a test.
So it says 19-year-old confronts his mom about who his real father is. Maybe let's get into it.
What is my daddy?
And so you called him?
Yeah, I called him. He was like, he thought I was his son. So that means that
We don't see nothing funny.
Nah.
But see, I told you that was your dad. I first of all, that is your dad. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who you took the test with and what you had going on, but that's your daddy.
Yeah. It sounds good, but look, I'm just saying.
It sounds good.
Nah, that's the result. The result say what it say now. I can't lie. I can't fake no results. Now, if you had something going on, then the man that was my daddy.
First of all, you ain't had no business going behind my back. That's what you didn't have no business doing.
Yeah, but I just feel like I ain't had no bond with him like that. Like I knew something was off. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to go get my results and see what's going on.
Let me tell you something.
It's okay. You know, I'm old enough, I understand. Now, if my real dad ain't want to take care of me, you know what I'm saying? And
see, some things are better left unsaid.
Oh, okay.
You should just left it like it was. I ain't tell you. I told you that was your daddy. You should have went right on with it all these years. You 18 years old, 19 years old now. It's no sense in trying to go behind my back and figure it out. You too old now.
Baby, what do you guys think of this? And you know, we see this happening a lot. Where these young people find out that their mothers lied to them, because that's what that was, a big lie. And then instead of them apologizing and saying, whatever, trying to make amends, they want to, take offense to it and, well, you should have left it alone and this and that. But a lot of times they be in the wrong, and everything is justified. No matter what you do, how ratchet it is, it's always justified. And so she's sitting there. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. It really is. I often ask myself in doing these videos and these lives, I get off camera and I really just sit down and just stare at the wall. Like, this is real. This stuff is really, like, it's really real. Like, the delusion is real. We're living in a society, child, where up is down and down is up. Cats are barking and dogs are meowing, child. You got 304s out here thinking that they're more entitled and expect more from men than anybody else. You got women out here who are truly delusional, thinking that they're the best thing since sliced bread, child. They can do no wrong whatsoever. They're just perfect in every way, even though we're looking at the big flaws right in front of us. But they would tell themselves everything's since sliced bread. They can do no wrong. Y'all should be lucky to have them. They're the prize. We can lie. We can cheat. We can steal. We can be promiscuous, and it's empowerment. Everything that's wrong, we can do it and make it right. And the men are all the problem. They just all horrible and all bad. And we're just the cream of the crop. And if we go to school and we get, these degrees, oh my God, we could cancel our promiscuous past. You got 304s out here thinking that when they go get that degree, that cancels their whole phase. When I get a degree, oh Lord, don't let me go get a master's. Oh shit, I ain't a 304 no more. I never been one. even if I got 3-4 baby daddies, I'm not a 304. I'm the cream of the crop, and you better recognize. You better stand on business, because baby, I'm the shit. This is the mentality. Oh my God, if you could buy a house, you go buy a house, and you got a master's degree and you got a job. Oh my God, you could just cancel all the horrible behavior that all of the bad choices that you made. It cancels out. Your 304 phases, your whole phase is canceled. All of the mistakes you made in life, cancel them out because you got a job and you got a master's degree, child. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make sense. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Once again, says, growing up, I heard a pastor say, why deceive a man with all that makeup when courting and marriage? He might wake up and run during the honeymoon. Right. That's why you have to make sure that you see what the woman looks like without the makeup. You got to make sure that you're able to see her without any of it. See her in her natural state, natural hair, natural face, all of it, to see if you still are attracted to her. Because if not, you might have a problem. Don't let it get too far before you really see what she really looked like. Because then you're going to be stuck. I'm just saying, thank you for the super chat success. Don't do it. You're setting yourself up for failure. Oh, Lord. This is why I say we in some type of twilight zone. We're living in a society where delusional mindset is praised. Obesity is the norm. Everything that's wrong is considered right when it comes to women. But everything that's, if a man does something that's wrong, it's still wrong. He can't use the delusion that a lot of women use. You can't do that as a man, but as a woman, you can be just as delusional and reckless as you want to be, because you're a woman and you got a job and you got a vagina. So you can be just as reckless as you want to be, child. You can make all the poor decisions in the world, but you still want to come out on top on the other side. You still want men to look at you the same as a woman who did it the right way. You still want to be just as equal to a woman who kept her virginity until marriage, and is a woman who respects herself and carries herself in the most respectful manner, and is doing the right things, trying to look for a husband and a family, and want to have some traditional values. You still, as a 304, you still want to go out and sleep with Tom, Dick, and Harry, Pookie and Ray Ray, and Christopher, and you still think that you can do all that, and then you get a job and get a degree and maybe start a business, and now all of that shouldn't matter. Now you're just the best woman ever in your 40s with 3 kids already, never been married, never prioritized it, never cared about it. Now all of a sudden you want to settle down and you think you should get the top tier man. How delusional is that, honestly? So what that says is there's no accountability. They don't see any wrong in what they've done. They think they're the best thing ever. And the older they get, the more, the better they are. We're in a goddamn twilight zone. I'm convinced there's an alternate universe, baby. There's an alternate universe. I'm convinced. And nobody can tell me differently. It's something going on. It's something in the water. It's something in the mist. It's crazy, but it is what it is. T-Sweet says accountability is a hell of a drug. It sure is. It's crazy, y'all. It really is. It really is. Child, but this last clip just shows that a lot of women lie. They lie. They want to make it seem like they're so perfect and they got it all together, but they lie to their children. They lie to others, and then they always want to make excuses for it. This is why a lot of young people don't have good relationships with their mothers, because these mothers have lied to these children. They've lied to them, told them that their fathers were deadbeats and didn't want to have anything to do with them. When you know that you never had a relationship, that it was a hookup, it was a situationship, you was out here trying to get to the D. You was a 304 back in your day, but you don't want to see. This is the thing. It's okay when you're doing it, but when you bring these children into the world, you realize that behavior is not good. It's not a good look. So what they start doing, instead of being honest with the kids, you start lying to them and making them think you was just this, squeaky clean person when you know that's not the case, and all of your poor choices start to show because these kids don't have a father. Then you got several children with different daddies. So these children aren't stupid. They start to put 2 and 2 together and they realize their mama was a hoe. And, they don't want to tell them that because they don't want to be disrespectful, but they realize that's what it was. Even if you're not telling them, they put it together and they realize, oh, you was out in these streets because you got three of us and we all got our own daddies. And you ain't never been married and we don't know where our fathers are. Then you lied to us and told us that our daddies were dead. Some of them, they lied and said the daddies were dead. Some of them lied and said they was in jail. They was always in jail. They were never good. They didn't want to have nothing to do with you. They're deadbeats, and I decided to raise you by myself, and I'm the better parent because I chose to do that. When all the while, either you kept the man from seeing the child because he didn't want you, or you never was in a relationship with him and you don't know who the daddy is. And the daddy sometimes don't even know that they even had a child because you didn't tell them. It's a lot that goes into this. And and these women still want to play like they're the innocent victims, child. And a lot of times they're not. Now, that's not always the case, but for a lot of cases it is. And then these children realize, oh, my daddy been looking for me the whole time. He didn't realize he had a son till I was 20 years old. And then you didn't want him to see him because you lied and the truth was going to come out. And you still trying to sit up here and lie and play the victim. It's a hot mess. It really is. Divine Photo says, all that makeup can't hide your character flaws. It sure can. It sure can, Divine Photos. Thank you for the super chat. It surely can. Class's perspective. Thank you for the super chat. Says, these mothers lie in the hospital. They think DNA and genetic testing is a fraud when we know the truth. Right. But that's why, to me, the DNA testing and all that is necessary, mandatory. It's necessary because these women be lying. We've seen too many cases where these women paternity? Is that what they call paternity fraud? Where thank you once again, Classy, for the super chat. Where these women lie and say these men are the fathers, knowing good and well that that he ain't the father. And then when you start trying to look for the father, they don't know who the father is. You got to test 10, 12 men because they don't know who they've been sleeping with. They had a whole roster that they were sleeping with. They don't know who the child's daddy is. And then they want to start crying. And once again, instead of taking accountability, oh, you the victim. Oh, they made you do it. Like, it's no accountability whatsoever. And so I think that's why it's a major problem, because you think it's okay. You keep perpetuating that cycle, and then your children do it. And then you co-sign their behavior because, if I could do it, you could do it. If you could go out and be a 304 and make babies all over the place, then girl, I raise you and you turn out good. So girl, you can go ahead on and raise your child by yourself. You don't need a man, and that's how the cycle repeats itself. And they don't realize that you're setting them up for failure. It's just what it is. And they don't care until they're older, and now you're sitting here crying. I just wanted somebody to love me. I just want a man to really love me for me. Why didn't you think about that sooner? Because you're just trying to get to the D, and that's it. And that's what you got. And you got babies out of it, and now you stuck by yourself because now nobody don't want you. It's just what it is. The priorities are all off. The things you should be focused on, you're not. And you think you got a lot of time, and you don't see the importance of it until it's too late. And if that's what y'all want to do, go ahead and do it. Because nobody's trying to force you to do something different. Just we're trying to get you to understand that the choices that you make and are not going to give you the outcome you think it's going to give you. Because you can't sit around and think that if you don't prioritize certain things, if you're not accountable for your actions and make choices that will give you the outcome you want, just don't complain about it. If you're happy with making poor decisions and sticking to that and keep doing it over and over, you can't possibly think that you're going to get a miraculous outcome that, I was a 304 since I was 12 and I got 4 kids out of wedlock and I raised them by myself, but now I'm 40. Now I want a man to come in and give me a superficial lifestyle. I want him to come in and take care of me and my kids because he gonna do it because I deserve it. Now, come on now. You need to stop and have several seats and stop thinking that that's what you deserve, because you deserve nothing but what you provide for your goddamn self. Period. That's all you deserve, what you provide. Nobody else owes you shit. Just saying. Nobody owes you anything. You got to stop thinking. This is why I say it's a delusional mindset. I deserve this. You don't deserve anything that you if you can't provide it for yourself, nobody owes you that. It's not a man's responsibility to come in and take care of you and your baby. Listen, it's a hot mess. That's why I say this got to be an alternate universe. I'm just saying it's got to be an alternate universe, y'all. It's got to be. There's something in the mist. There's something in the mist, John Lee. There's something in the mist. That comes from that movie. Is it called The Mist? What's it called? I love that movie. Child, what is that movie? What is that movie? Is it called The Mist? I think it's called The Mist. I love that movie. I might have to find it and go watch it. Child. It's a mess. All right, y'all, let's move on. Let's see here. My 2 cents. What's going on? How are you? Thank you for the super chat. Says exactly. You struck a chord because I do the same thing. I'm right there along with you. Sometimes I sit back, just think to myself, this can't be real. But the delusion is real, and up is down and right is wrong. Thank you for the super chat, my 2 cents. I appreciate you so much. It is, everything that could benefit you is being or work to your advantage is being questioned. All of the things that have worked in the past is being questioned now. And there's something wrong with trying to do things the right way, and the wrong ways are being upheld and praised and pushed to the forefront. It doesn't make any sense. People are questioning, our grandmothers who were married for 20 and 30 years until one passed away. Oh, that's questionable. Oh, people who've been married for 20 plus years, that's questionable. They're probably so miserable. But we see people out here who are single baby mamas out here who are clearly miserable and clearly having issues and struggling by themselves, and they're not miserable. So which one would you prefer? See, the assumption is, married people are having it hard. They don't have the life you think they have, and they're this and they're that, and you shouldn't do that. But while the assumption is you're assuming married people are just having a worse life, but we clearly see a lot of these single baby mamas are struggling because they tell you every day, and they're talking about how hard it is doing it all by themselves and wish they would have made better choices. We clearly know that that's a problem because we're looking at it. It's an epidemic. Which brings me to this video clip I wasn't going to play, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it up because there is this woman who's kind of talking about this. And I want to play this clip of her because it adds to this point right here of how this assumption of, married people who've been together 20 years. No, you just want to discredit that because you can't have it, boo. Everybody out here married ain't running around miserable. No, there are a lot of stable married families who are living their lives, and they're living really well with their husbands and their kids, and they're in their homes, and they're steady building their lives and working together, which it seems like a foreign thing to a lot of these modern women. Y'all think it's all about independent. I don't need a man. You don't need a man. Then you 40. Now you sitting around like, damn, I ain't really think I was going, I didn't really want to not have a man at 40. I just didn't need one in my 20s, but now I'm 40. I damn sure need one now. Stop.
TikTok is on.
So I want to play this clip here because it kind of adds to where I'm headed, and I want y'all to let me know what y'all think of this one, y'all. And then we're gonna wrap this up really soon. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long because I will be back tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow, same time. You guys make sure you are in the building. Successful MD says only selfish fools think and behave that way. Exactly. No lies detected. Facts. Thank you once again, Successful MD. Let's play this clip. Here we go.
BS with me trying to make this video. This is literally like the 6th time that I've tried recording this video. And TikTok probably doesn't want me to, they probably don't want me to talk about this because good shit that I'm about to give you. So a lot of women, you know, growing up, we would hear like, you know, even maybe even our own parents, some of us, you know, their marriages lasting, you know, 20, 30, 40 years. And we would always just take that as like just such a beautiful thing because we figured, okay, hearing that someone could be with someone that long, you know, it must be this beautiful thing. It must be so great. It must be so happy. And that's because people who were in these marriages weren't telling us anything about them. You know, a lot of them were just acting publicly, so that way we really wouldn't have a reason to suspect that anything was wrong in the first place. But on Reddit, people are very vulnerable when they can remain anonymous. So I love getting information off of Reddit. And I just want to discuss the story of this woman who wrote in on Reddit just to paint a better picture and give a little lens on what these very long marriages look like. In my opinion, I feel like the longer the marriage, the more fucked up it is. Yeah, that's just my humble opinion. When you really get down to the nitty gritty, it's just tolerating disrespect, performing, being drained, being tired, constantly having to be selfless. That's just what I think whenever I hear people say that they've been married for a long time. And not all of them. There's still plenty of marriages who they've maintained to be healthy over the years. But majority of them, and even from the women that I've spoken with, majority of them look like this. So let's not waste any more time.
Now, before she get into that, see, and that's once again, like I said before, a lot of women who've never been married and never been in long-term relationships always assume the worst. A lot of these women are just assuming based off of a story that they hear. You don't really talk to majority of married women and really get their perspective, because the majority of the married people who've been married 20 plus years all say the same thing. You need to compromise and you work with each other. And if you love each other, you can do it. That marriage is work. Marriage is ups and downs. And I think a lot of modern women have this misconception of what they think a marriage should be. So of course, you're going to look at it in a negative way because you're trained to do so. You're trained to think that marriage is not something you should have because they want y'all out here single, lost, with no real no real family structure. They want you out here single, working, paying taxes. They want you out here by yourself without a man to lean on. You know what I'm saying? So yes, of course, that's the narrative that they want you to believe. And so the minute these women get one story of a person who had a problem in their marriage, oh, that's the majority of marriage. Anybody who's been married 20 plus years, I don't trust it. Yeah, of course you won't, because you don't know, you've never seen it. And you've never seen any, you don't want to see it because it's something, it's almost like a convincing yourself that this is the case. So, oh, I don't have to aspire to have that, or because I probably won't get it, then I got to hate what I can't have. And I got to point it out in a negative light because there can't be any marriages, people who've been married, oh my God, they've been through this, their spouses are disrespecting them and doing this and all of that. And that's just not the case. I think if you look at marriage for what it is and how beautiful it can be, and just look at it as a working together, a togetherness, then you won't have that negative opinion of it. One person who had a bad marriage or married, or a few people, whoever, that's not a representation of all married people. A marriage that's lasted 20 plus years should be something that you aspire to have, especially if you want meaningful, lasting relationships and you want to build a family. As a woman, if you really want a stable household, and a stable relationship and a stable livelihood, then that is something you should aspire to have, because when you fully understand what it's about. But if you're out here thinking that a relationship should be fun times and everything I get my way, then you're sadly mistaken. You're never going to have that. So, of course, if you don't think that you'll ever have it, then you got to point out the negatives as opposed to figuring out what you need to be doing to achieve such a thing. Classy Perspective says she means like the dedication she gives to a job that will thrive after she's deceased. Very good point, Classy. Very good point. See, they don't want to talk about that though. See, they don't want to talk about that. That makes too much logical sense. Thank you once again for the super chat, Classy Perspective. Successful MD says, Puka ties clown. People marry genuinely then. Right. Thank you for the super chat. See, their idea of marriage is them getting their way. You know, a man just catering to their every mood swing, everything you want, whether it's up, down. Oh, he's supposed to jump through hoops for you like that. No, you know, and so they don't really know what a marriage, let alone, and a lot of these people have never really been in serious relationships. Most of these young women have only been in situationships, and they'll tell you they've never really been in a serious committed relationship, so they don't know what to do, what to expect, or anything. But they have a lot of opinions on people who have been married 20 plus years. It's mind boggling to me. When I said up is down and down is up and wrong is right and right is wrong, and child, the cats are barking and the dogs are meowing, this is one of those. Yeah, that's what it is. What's going on, Edward from France? Thank you so much for being here. How's the weather? Let's continue.
Let's get into it. So she says, just asked husband of 19 years for a divorce after he admitting to cheating again on our anniversary. I'm so sad and broken. We were supposed to be having a romantic weekend together to celebrate our 19-year anniversary and reconnecting. And I guess the reconnecting was going too well because husband decided it was the perfect time to admit to starting an online relationship with the intent of setting up a rebound in case our marriage ended. I told y'all in another one of my videos, men do not walk away on their own accord to be alone. That's why most divorces are initiated by women. Men are banking on the fact that you never leave. They're banking on the fact that you never leave, because if you leave, if you take away access, that means that they have to work all over again to get sex again. They have to try to find someone that they can manipulate into being their chef, their cook, their nanny, their babysitter, their S-worker, all that. And so in order to prevent that, they will literally cheat on you, and they will be trying to get their next victim lined up. So that way they don't have to be out in the field looking for women anymore, and they could just segue right into having something stable again. She said it was 4 years ago, but I'd only recovered from him confessing around 6 months ago that he'd been cheating online and by phone for the first 15 years of our relationship. Do you notice how he's dropping these bombs on very pivotal times? So she says that he dropped that one on me in the midst of a severe illness when I was barely able to function day to day. So I essentially gave him one last chance because to leave would mean homelessness for me as we depleted all our savings and I'm unable to work. So he tells her on their anniversary that he's been cheating. And then he also told her when she was very, very ill that he also cheated on her. He wants her to leave. He does not want her to stay. And he also wants her to feel very bad about herself. That's why he's dropping these bombs on these intense times. And this is why a lot of men, you'll go on a vacation and think you had a great vacation, and then they break up with you immediately after y'all get back from vacation. Yeah, they want to discard you in the worst way. They want to discard you in the worst way and fucking throw you off your rocker. And also mention that the reason why she gave it a last chance was because this woman, she has nowhere to go. She has nowhere to go, and she's sick. This is why our mothers and our grandmothers told us that we as women, we have to get an education. We have to get our finances in order. We have to make sure that we have taken care of ourselves, because this can be your reality if you don't. These men are not going to catch you if you fall. They will literally create the path for you to fall, and as soon as you're falling, they will turn their back on your ass and not have any remorse about it.
Well, you know, and this is where I wish women would speak. Stop going off of an anecdotal experience from somebody you don't know. What's your experience? Go off of your experiences and the type of men that you attract and the type of men that you deal with. See, this is what they don't want to be realistic about. You know, you go and you pick the guys who aren't really into you and who are really not in relationship material, and then they do you dirty, and then you complain, and then you put all men in that category. I wish these young women would really take a step back and just start just realizing, looking a little deeper. Stop putting all men in that category, baby, because every woman, and I'm one here who been married over 20 years. My husband does not cheat, never cheated, never suspected of cheating, never had to deal with any type of infidelity issues, never had those issues. Never, my husband is not somebody who's going to run off and leave me. Just, if he was going to leave, he'd have left a long time ago, when the kids were little. I think you got to stop putting all men into this loser category. Yes, there are men out here who treat women poorly, but that's not every man. It's just say it's the men that you chose. Just say it's the men that you've encountered, the men that you are attracted to. Every man is not out here trying to hurt their wives and put them in bad positions. And I think these women gravitate to those type of stories because that's what they want to believe. Because they can't find a man for themselves who respects and loves them, and they are not attracted to those type of men. Let's be honest about that. All these women are attracted to the thug type of dudes, the swag and 6 feet and all these things. And so you're not picking men based on the things that would give you the quality of man who respects and loves you and takes marriage and relationships seriously. Y'all are going for the men who look good. And then when he treats you bad because you didn't pick him on his character, you didn't pick him on his morals and values and things that would matter in a relationship, you picked him on solely off of attractiveness levels. And that's all you care about. Then when the things that would matter, having somebody who respects and loves you and cherishes you and puts you first and all these other things and who wants to be there, you're missing out on those things because of the way that you pick. See, the guy who would give you all of these things that you would need, you don't want him. He's too responsible. He's too lame. He's too corny. Because you want a guy who looks good and swag and go out and you're attracted to him physically. And that's why you get those outcomes. So I wish these women would just say, you know what, that's my experience with the men that I've chosen, but that's not a representation of all men because it's clearly not. And this is why these women struggle and have a hard time. Successful MD says her voice probably repels men. It does sound like she a cigarette smoker, huh? It sounds like she's been smoking cigarettes for years. I'm just saying. It really do. Thank you, Successful MD. Classic Perspective says, I'm going to invest stocks into senior homes and Petco and sex stores. Child, probably would be a smart thing to do because they need it already. Thank you for the super chat, Classic Perspective. They need it already. Now let's continue.
I feel so stupid and betrayed. I felt like a fool when I gave him another chance last time, and even more of a fool now because this was entirely predictable based on past behavior. Women, we gotta believe who these men are. We do. We have to believe who they are. You cannot change anyone. You cannot change anyone. The second you don't like something about a man, your first thought should be, can I tolerate this for a long duration? Can I tolerate this for over a decade? If you can't, that's not the man for you. You need to cut your losses in that situation. I don't know what steps I'm supposed to take or what I'm going to do. I just know that I can't be with him anymore. I have nothing left to give and I can't even look at him anymore. He's begging and crying and pleading, but I just can't do it myself again. He freely admits that he desperately wants me, but wants to have his cake and eat it too. This man is honest as fuck. He literally is saying what most men want. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want women to be 100% okay with being married to a man who will cheat on them, who will abuse them, who will just treat them poorly. And as women, we're just supposed to tolerate it and just be happy and bubbly and we're just supposed to take such great pride in that happening to us. We met when I was young and attractive. But 3 kids and almost 20 years later, and I feel like he stole the best years I had for setting up a life. And now I'm at 43, extremely unwell, depressed with no real options. I feel like walking into the ocean and not coming out. Men tell us all the time on these podcasts they prefer younger women. What that means is that when you get with a man, you have an expiration date. your looks, your beauty, and especially if you have children, your looks, your beauty, all of that, once you get married, it's only going to decline from there. Like, I'm just being real.
Girl, you stop. No, because you're full of shit. You're not being real. You haven't experienced marriage, from what I gather. You haven't experienced the 20 plus years in a relationship, so you can't be real about something you've never experienced, honey. You can't be real about somebody else's story. That's one person's story. That her story was horrible. That's not an indication of everybody else's story. Married woman here for over 20 years, and I can't relate to that. So you can't put every marriage in that box. You can't do that. Y'all got to stop doing that. You got to stop generalizing everybody's experience and making it into what you think it should be, because you don't think you'll get it, or you've convinced yourself that you don't want it, honey, based off of what somebody is saying. You have to have your own experience and live life for yourself. You can't look at other people's situations and just put that on everybody and think that that's the narrative for everybody, because you're sadly mistaken, boo-boo. You know, every man is not out here cheating on his wife. Every man is not a dog and a bum. Every man is not out here not caring for his family and caring for his wife. Every man is not like that. You got to stop. That's the narrative that they want these women to think, so they could say, I don't want a man, when they secretly do. I don't want a husband and it's for the birds. No, because that's to make y'all think that, so y'all can stay single, struggling, and by yourself, secretly crying and bitter and depressed because no man really takes you seriously. You either can't get one, or they're convincing you that this is the outcome of it. No, that is not. And these young women are out here telling these other young women this garbage, and turning these women away from actually wanting marriage and a good man. So they out here give them more incentives to go out here and just play the field and just go out here and just be promiscuous and just do that and just take a man for his money, and that's it, knowing that eventually you're going to get tired of it. Eventually you're going to feel like you're going to be in your feelings, and you're going to feel like you want something more. Then when you get that feeling, it's too late, and then you end up by yourself, old, 60 years old by yourself, still talking about you will not settle, child. So they really got to stop with this. And you got to go and live life for yourself and stop going off of other people's experiences, because everybody's experience is not the same. Shout out to Paul Harrison once again for the generous super chat. Says she sounds like a hurt soul. She does. Marriage is a beautiful thing. And Paul, thank you once again for the super chat. It's a beautiful thing when you have the right mix, when you have two people who are in it for the right reasons. I can say, look, marriage can be a horrible experience for some people because they married the wrong person. And this for men and women. A lot of these women like to always portray the men as the villains, as if this only goes one way. Like there aren't women out here who are only marrying men for the wrong reasons, and marrying them for their money, and marrying them because they're trying to get to the bag and then divorce them and take half of their money. Women speak as if other women don't do this shit too, as if other women aren't out here using men and getting with men for the wrong reasons. They talk as if men are the only ones who are doing this, when we know that's not the case. They hate to address that, hey, if there are men out here who are doing this, manipulating, abusing, and taking advantage of women, there are women out here who are doing the exact same thing to men. How many men we've seen come out and talk about how their wives cheated on them, had babies by other men, and made them think that it was theirs? There's some horror stories when it comes to relationships and marriages where the women were the villains. So as much as you want to put it all on men, it's not all men who do this. Women do the same things too. And according to them, they're better at it. So I just wish that they would just, be balanced. That's all. Stop saying all men, generalize all men when that is not the case for all men, baby. Generalize that some men are this way, and this is the reality for some, while there are good men who won't cheat on their wives, don't have any desire to cheat. They're very loyal and committed to their wives and their families. You can't put all men in the same category. You just can't, because all of them aren't the same. All of them aren't the same, just like every woman is not the same. And women hate when you put them in a category and say that they're all 304s and they're all just out here doing the wrong things. They don't like that. So why do they feel the need to put all men in that same category when it's just not the case? Everybody is not the same, baby. And as a woman who tries to be fair, I can admit that there are I've heard some horror stories with men getting with women that they really didn't want to be with, treating them poorly, abusing them, all of that. There are men who actually do stuff like that. But there are women who do it to men as well. And there are men who don't do that at all, who are actually loving, caring men who love their wives and their families and are faithful and they live in good and all of this and support their wives and do everything that they can for them. So you just gotta stop generalizing this and putting every man in this bad light. Then when you look around and see these women cheating and doing stuff, there's an excuse for them though. Oh, we got to coddle the women. We got to say, oh, she cheated, but who made her do it? What did he do? Maybe he didn't do anything. Maybe she just was a bad person. Just like there are bad men, there are bad women too. Maybe she just was a toxic, horrible person who didn't give a damn. Why it's got to be, if the women mess up and do dirt, he pushed her to do it. He made her do it. But when a man does it, nobody says, it's not looked at the same. So that narrative has to change. Thank you once again, Paul. I appreciate you for the super chat. It's crazy. Classy Perspective says, if you've never seen beauty in the world, all you see is chaos. LOL. Right. That's all they know. That's not my fault though. Thank you, Classy Perspective, for the super chat. Successful MD says she lost the battle with reality. Reality wins. Thank you, Successful MD. Yeah, it's crazy. Rainbow Kid, what's going on? How are you? Says, I never understood how important marriage is until I saw the interaction between my mom and dad while she was fighting for her life. My dad was her rock. I know that's right. Shout out to them. I know that's right. So I'm saying a lot of these, and thank you for the super chat, Rainbow Kid. And a lot of that happens, but people are not privy to that. They don't want to see that. You don't want to see what a lot of these men go through and how supportive a lot of these men are for the ones that they love. See, you don't see what men go through. Men are out here trying to protect their families and provide for their families and do the best that they could and be supportive at the same time and be there. Men got a lot of hats. They got to do a lot. They're expected to do a lot. And for the men who are doing it, they don't get enough respect. They don't get enough love. They don't get enough attention. But these Pookies and Ray Rays get all the attention. Everybody's focused on them, and they're doing whatever it is that they want without a care in the world, and everybody's focused on them. But the men who are out here doing the damn thing, doing the job on a daily basis, with no complaints, just very selfless, they don't get the attention they deserve. They don't get what they deserve, and they're doing the right things. And that's usually how it goes. The person, causing the problems get all the attention. And the men who are out here faithfully doing what they say they were going to do don't get enough praise. All they do is get put in a category like Pookies and all lumped into one. And I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that that's fair. And I think that narrative needs to change. That's why I try my best to point it out. Look, this is not the representation of all men. There are a lot of good men out here who love their wives and their families and wouldn't dare cheat on her because he knows how that would hurt her, because he really loves his wife and his family. He's not out here playing games and trying to hit the streets and cheat and doing all this other stuff. No, that's the men that these women go after. Y'all like the thugs. Y'all like the scammers. Y'all like the cheaters. Y'all like them, but you're trying to switch them into a faithful man, and it's not going to work. And then complain about all men. No, they ain't all men, because you haven't been with all men. You've been with those types of men because that's what you like. But you mad because you can't shape and shift them into a good man who's faithful and only want to be with you and marry you and committed to you and all of this kind of stuff. You can't transform him into what you want him to be because you're so stuck on looks and swag. That's most important in your minds. But when he lacks the things that really that will really matter, now you're complaining that all men are just this way, and that's just not the case. Thank you once again for the super chat, Rainbow Kid. Let me play the rest of this little bit.
We're only going to get older. After having the babies, our body is going to change. You are literally choosing to sacrifice your beauty for a man, and it's only going to be temporarily. it's only going to be temporary that you're doing this for. And the man is gonna look at you, and if you try to throw it back in his face, he's gonna throw it back in your face and say, well, I didn't ask you to do all that. I didn't ask you to do all of that. I have no family support, no close friends, and barely any superannuation because I took so much time away from work to raise our kids. I'm not well enough to take care of the kids by myself, so he would have to take the kids. I'm still not able to work. I'm barely able to leave the house. I have no idea where I'd go or how I'd move any furniture by myself. Husband is 7 years older, so there's an age gap there. So he probably got her when she was super, super young. And yeah, he did, because she's 43 and he's 7 years younger. That's another big red flag there. He groomed her in most cases. Husband is 7 years older, has family and friends to support him, has a well-ish paying job, will get custody of the kids, and will be just fine. He admits that he thought he could do anything and I wouldn't leave, and is shocked that I won't give him another chance. I'm just done. This is proof that this is why a lot of men want to go for younger women.
Girls, shut the front door. That ain't no damn proof. Stop. That ain't no proof. Men want younger women because that's what they're attracted to, and they want to have children with them and build a family with them. No man don't want no old ass woman who's in menopause, post menopause, or who can't have children and he can't have a family. A lot of these women are older and already have kids, and these men don't want to take care of their kids. Y'all got to stop with this. These young women are out of their minds. They're off their rockers. You don't have the answers, boo-boo. And the stuff that these people are putting out here is making these young women even more and more delusional. And this is why when they do see couples together who are happy and thriving, they be confused. They be looking like, I bet they ain't happy. But are they? I want that. But they really not happy. It'd be confused and lost in the sauce. Yeah, they have really done a number on these women and made them think that this is what it is. And they just missing out. They're so lost and so independent and strong-minded and into themselves with this delusional mess. They don't know what to do. And so they're going to go their whole lives just sitting there thinking, this is what marriage is, and this is what men do. All men do this, and you're missing out, honey. And then, life is too short for this shit. Life is too short. Your life, you getting older. Things are changing. It's going super fast. Child. Life is too short for this, baby. You better, stop thinking like this, because you're wasting a lot of time. A lot of these women are wasting a lot of time, and life is too damn short for this. And so this is why I say, listen, I react to this stuff, but baby, I don't look, you keep that over there. You keep believing. I'm telling you, you're delusional. You're letting these people put this stuff in your head and make you think that this is what all men are like. And this is what you shouldn't aspire to that. You shouldn't want that, because it's just going to be a bunch of trauma and a bunch of BS. Now, when you experiencing trauma and BS by yourself, so it can't be much worse than what you already experiencing yourself. All this toxicity, bitterness, anger, depression, all this stuff these women are dealing with by themselves. So, life is too short. That's all I'm going to say. Too short to think this way. And a lot of these young women are missing out.
They probably met when she was in her early 20s, probably 20, 21, and he's 7 years older. So he damn near almost 30, or might have been 30, depending on how late.
And that's not even a big difference, baby.
Grooming her to make her believe, okay, yes, this is going to be forever. I'm going to be with you forever, yada, yada. And then this shit happens. 20 years feels like the best 20 years of your life until it ends. Don't give up anything for a marriage or for a man if you're going to be pissed off that you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I feel sorry for a lot of these young women. They really have, they're really lost in the sauce. Mia's Bells, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. A lot of these people are just lost in the sauce, y'all. And there's nothing you can do. You can't, everybody has their own opinion and what they think about things, This is why I say experience is the best teacher. I think we all have. Look, I remember being younger and having certain ideas and thoughts, and you can make perfect sense of stuff and have a idea of what you think something is before you actually experience it. You know, you could have certain views on stuff that you've never had to deal with, certain things that you've never had, you know, never experienced. You can have all the great things to say before you actually go through something. But when you actually go through things, then you have a different perspective. Then you can say whether it's like this or it's like that because you've actually experienced it. So to me, experience is the best teacher. And some people have experienced bad relationships, but the thing about experiencing a bad relationship is you're supposed to learn from it. So even if you've experienced that, you're supposed to learn from it. You're supposed to look at it and say, okay, where did I go wrong? You got to still take accountability for certain things. Why did you allow yourself to be in a relationship that was toxic? Why did you give children to a man that you knew was toxic? Why? Well, if you knew he was a narcissist and you knew all these things about him, you've been with him for quite some time. Why did you allow yourself to be in that relationship? And it's not to say, oh, I'm the bad person and all the blame. No, just take accountability for your actions, how you contributed to it, and take that away from it so you won't do it in the next situation. You can also say and acknowledge, oh, what that person did to you, but you also have to acknowledge yourself as well. It takes two in a relationship. So everything is not always on the other person. Now, unless you was in a relationship with a man who was a straight crazy person and he just was hell, why were you with somebody that was straight crazy? Why you didn't see the signs? Did you pay attention to his behavior? And did you see that behavior and you walked away, or you said, no, he too fine, I still want to be with him and I want to sleep with him, and then you jump into it even though you see those red flags right in front of your face, big as cuff. So you have to take some accountability on your actions, the lack thereof, the choices that you made and all of that so you won't repeat it. But far too often, oh, these women are so perfect. They don't have no flaws. They do no wrong. So you miss those red flags. You miss the accountability on your part, and you keep falling in the same situations over and over and over again. And the longer you keep doing that and never take accountability for your part, you're gonna just end up by yourself because you don't have that kind of time, and you're not going to always have all these options available to you. So what happens is by the time you play these games and lack self-awareness and accountability, you're old. You're a senior citizen now. So once you become a senior citizen, it's going to be harder for you to demand a certain caliber of man at that point. And we see it every day on Kendra G, these older broads out here thinking that they can command these six-figure men, and it's not happening. It's not happening. So, because you've never worked on yourself, so you can't attract that type of man because he can see right through you. He sees that you're not his. First off, you're 60 years old, 50, 60. These men don't want you, and you can't shame them into wanting you. And that's just what it is. You've missed your options. You missed your time, and that's it. You got to deal with where you are and be content there until the end. That's just what it is. So, yeah. Richard Hampson. What's going on, Richard? Says, hey, DeeDee. At her age 40 plus, the only men being interested is much older men, and that's a maybe depending on what's her true self. They like stupid challenges, i.e. rebuilding poop nugs. That's a new one. C. Irvin says, I think a lot of women don't want to admit they saw the signs since they need a victim story for the next man they meet so he can come in as a savior for her. Trust me, DeeDee. Bonnet and pajamas equals trifling. Child, y'all a mess. Well, look, this is, it's just how they're thinking. And they don't realize that this is what's keeping them single. They don't realize that this is why they can't find the guy they say they want. First off, they don't really know what they want. A lot of these women, a lot of them don't know what they want. They don't know what a relationship should look like. They don't understand what they have to put into the relationship. They still think that a relationship is based on a man catering to them. They don't know how to work with the man. The majority of these women have never been in serious relationships. So they're just going off the sisterhood and this, this idea that this is what men do. Men are just trifling trolls, and they're at the bottom of the barrel, and they're just trying to manipulate and use women on a daily. And sisters, we got to be careful, and we got to look out when a lot of these women are ratchet, masculine, independent, don't know how to even hold a decent conversation with a man. They don't know what to do with a man who has the qualities that they're looking for. They don't want to talk about that, though. All you're used to is Pookie and Ray Ray, somebody that doesn't have a job, doesn't care about getting one, because he knows that you're going to take care of him and that you're going to let him live in your apartment and you're going to drive him around. They talk about it all the time. They're willing to give Pookie the benefit of the doubt, even though they say they don't want to build a man. You don't want to have to build a boo, but you'll give Pookie the options and the chance, and then get pissed off, big mad, when he don't come through for you. I don't understand that. These are the educated women. Y'all got 2 and 3 degrees, and you still stuck on stupid. You still don't know how to separate a good man from a man that's just trying to use you. Let's be clear and let's be honest. These women want to be victims so much, but at the same time, you want a good man, but you're not even prepared for one. You're only used to situationships with Pookie and Ray Ray, child. And Lionel and James. That's all you're used to. You're used to a man that you are attracted to just using you for sex, and you using him for it too, and you think you're going to make him do something more by giving him a baby, and then you have a baby for him, and then he still do what he's always done. That's it. And then you cry to the world, oh my God, men are just trash. No, the ones that you dealt with, honey. You didn't have the discernment, and you didn't have the wherewithal to distinguish what type of man he was, because you were blinded by the swag, and that you were attracted to swag, and he tall, dark, and handsome, and he was swag, but you didn't care that he didn't have anything else going for himself. So you put yourself in that position, baby. And don't put all men in that category, because that's not all men at all. And you're stuck on your type, and your type is not yielding you nothing but a single mother. Putting you in a single mother category where you struggling and saying you don't pay child support. You ain't even trying to get child. He ain't never worked a job. You can't get no child support from him, boo. But you have you still talk to him on occasion and all of that, because you still want him, but you just want him to shape up. You want him to level up, and he's not going to do that until he's ready. And when he does, it's not going to be with you. Then y'all want to put him on child support when he finally gets a good job and gets a woman that he actually cares about, and end up marrying her. Now you pissed and your head is spinning like Reagan from The Exorcist, because you can't fathom the idea that you gave him 2-3 kids and he didn't want you, and now he met this woman who he actually wants to be with, and he will marry her and he will level up for her. Now you want to go down to the child support and say he's a deadbeat because he ain't taking care of your 3 kids that he probably never wanted with you in the first place. Yes, he's wrong for doing that. Yes, he shouldn't be spreading his seed around and popping women up, but you allowed him to do it. If your legs was closed, he couldn't do it, boo. And it's against the law to try to force it on somebody. So if he ain't forcing it on you, you giving it to him willingly, you are just as responsible as he is. It's not nobody's fault that you thought that he was going to change, because you let him live with you and you gave him your best years and gave him your womb and gave you children and all that. And you gave him all that thinking that that's going to make him change. That's nobody else's fault, because you were irresponsible. And you thought and you felt that was going to make him change. No, he didn't want to change because he wasn't ready. And he didn't really want you. So you're just as responsible, because you gave him what he wanted and didn't care. You didn't require him to marry you. You didn't require him to step up. You didn't require him to get a job. You didn't require him to do nothing. So that's exactly what you got. Nothing. Well, you got something, but you got a responsibility, a major one, children, that you got to take care of by yourself. So if you ask me, I think a lot of women need to get their shit together, and they need to realize what's important and figure out what it is that you really want. Because what they say they want, they really don't. Because when it comes in contact with them, they don't know what to do with it. They're not prepared. Prepare yourself for what it is that you want. Stop complaining and saying that all men are the problem when a lot of you women are the problems. And you don't want to level up and you don't want to use your so-called intuition and all this stuff that y'all have, but y'all never use it to see through a lot of these men that finesse y'all on a regular basis. You can't see it because you're blinded by the swag and, oh, he's my type. But you can't see nothing past that. So what's good? What's the use of this intuition if it doesn't benefit you, if it don't give you the information that you really need? Ciao. So yeah, it's just a hot mess. They have to vet the person's standards, character, and morals of that man. Exactly. But they don't want to do that because they just see attraction. Oh, he's fine. Ooh, I want to get with him. And you get with him and that's all you get. There's nothing else, boo. And then try to trash real relationships and real marriages where people are actually doing the thing and working together and building. Oh, that's something wrong with that. Ooh, I would think twice about that, but you don't think twice about going giving your body to Pookie, Ray Ray, Lionel, James, and whoever. You don't think twice about that because he's fine. So I'm just go, we already know they're going to the prisons. They're going to the jailhouses. That's where the good men at. Y'all should be running down there, going down to the local jail and get you a man, honey. He ain't gotta have 6 figures at all. They fine. That's all that matters. You'll give them your rent money. You'll give them you'll give them your Social Security. You'll give them everything you got because he fine. That's all y'all care about. Fine. Get into the D. Then after you get a baby and you raise him by yourself and the hardships come, now you're complaining. Make that make sense. We always talk about high value men, baby. These women are low value, a lot of them. And it's once again, this is not all women. It's not all women. All women aren't like that. But for the ones, if it don't apply, let it fly. It's not you. Every woman is not a low value woman. There are a lot of good women, but usually the good women are already taken. But these ones out here with the highest expectations are usually the ones who are promiscuous, who are out here feeling powered by their promiscuity. They out here the most independent. They don't need no man once ever, but they have the highest expectations from a man. Tell me that's not a problem. It is. So if you ask me, I said, and I'll say it over and over and over again, a lot of these particular women need a lot of help. They need a lot of help. They need to do better. Figure out what it is that you want. Figure out if you want that. Now, if you don't want it, I'm talking to people who say they want marriages or want relationships, stable relationships. You want a family. In order for you to get that, you gotta work with the man. You gotta figure out what it is that he want. If he want a fit woman, if he want a cooperative woman, what's so wrong with that? All these women so independent, you don't forgot how to cooperate. But oh yeah, a lot of women were never taught to cooperate with a man. You were taught to do it yourself. You don't need him. So it would make sense why a lot of these women don't know how to work with him because they weren't taught to. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, I think in order for a relationship to work, it has to be compromised. You have to be able to work with the person. You have to understand them and them understand you. You have to be loyal, trustworthy. There has to be trust. Communication. You have to be able to effectively communicate. And there are a lot of women who can't effectively communicate. And there are a lot of men who don't know how to communicate. So that happens on both sides. But even if you run into somebody who don't know how to communicate as well, but they're a good person, well, can't y'all work together and figure it out? You can figure out everything else, but you can't figure out how to work with the person, how to communicate, how to learn to communicate with each other together. But see, people don't understand togetherness. Everybody's separate. Everybody over here, men over here, women over here, and I don't want to deal with shit. I don't want to deal with you. You're this, you're that. You don't know how to work together. And in order for a relationship to work, you have to work together. You got to work on it. You got to put in the work. You can't expect people to know every damn thing. Women don't know everything and all men don't know everything. Hell, I don't know everything. A lot of people don't know everything. But you learn, you figure it out. And to me, it's better to figure out things together. If there's some differences that y'all have, figure that shit out. That's what a relationship is all about. Figuring it out, working together to figure out to get to the other side of it. Where certain things may have been issues, the longer you together and you work it out and figure it out, then those particular things aren't issues anymore. You can move on to the next thing. And that's what a relationship is. It's not about one person trying to belittle the next one and you want your way and the other person just stubborn and you don't want to budge and my way or the highway. That's never going to work. You got to work together. That's what a relationship is about. If you can't work together, then that's going to yield you single independently by yourself for the rest of your life. And if that's what you want, cool. I don't have a problem with that. You want to be by yourself for the rest of your life? I don't. Look, that ain't what I want. That's not what I got. I always say, I got what I want. I'm content. In order for you to get what you want to be content, you got to figure that out and figure what it's going to take for you to get it. That's it. And that's for anybody. Anybody. Successful MD says, we research whatever we have interest in. Exactly. That is a fact. Thank you, Successful MD, for that. That is a fact. But when it comes to relationships, unfortunately, a lot of women think that it's supposed to be a man just catering to them and doing everything that they feel he should be doing, everything that they think and feel he should be doing. And that's just not fair to the men. And that's not what a relationship is at all. Richard says, I've seen women that sat at a table checking guys out. And when one approached them, the guy gets sized up by the sisterhood. So now she don't have a voice of her own. Red flag. Yeah, I see that all the time. 50-50 in it to win it. Old lady in the South once said, never give no one any more than they give you. Yeah. And the sisterhood keeps women single. Other women keep women single. They try to tell you, girl, you should do this, do that. You shouldn't be listening to nobody else telling you about what you want. And telling you what you got to go and have that conversation with a man and talk to a man, get to know a person to figure out if you guys have things in common and if y'all on the same page. It's not all about money. Money is important and we all need it, but it's not just about that. It's about more than just that. And if you really want something solid and stable, you got to start to understand. Women got to start to understand that. You got to understand what it really takes to have a stable, lasting relationship. And I know nowadays marriage is not for everybody. I understand that. Marriage is not for everybody. Some people have common law marriages. Some people don't want to go through the courts. And I get it. It's understandable. Everybody don't want to go through that traditional process of marriage, and go through the courts and all of that. But there are people who have successful, stable, long-term relationships and families and everything without being legally married. There are people like that. People have common law marriages and they seem to be working it out. But no matter whether you married or not, if you want a stable, solid relationship with a person, you got to understand what it takes to create that. You can't go into any relationship with an independent mindset, thinking that somebody owes you something, think that you're the victim, and thinking that you're always right. And that tends to be how a lot of women think. They think they're right. They think they know it all because they have a degree. You can't say anything. They overtalk you. They don't respect you because they think already, if I got these degrees and you don't, then I'm better than you. You can't go into it with that mindset because it's going to yield you single. And I think a lot of these educated women are realizing that. And they're the ones who are complaining. Well, they're all complaining, but a lot of them are sitting back wondering why they can't find a man that they want. But they don't want to accept the fact that it's their mentality. It's their attitudes. It's how they think and how they view men. And until they get that together, they're going to continuously be by themselves. And that's just going to be that. So, y'all, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank y'all once again for being here. I appreciate everybody who supported the channel via donations, super chat, cash apps, everybody who liked the stream on your way out if you haven't already, you guys. Make sure you continue to support the channel by watching the videos already posted, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, share the video if you can, and hit that notification bell so you'll get a notification from YouTube when I go live or post new content. Thank y'all so much once again for being here and supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. And for anybody watching the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also, subscribe to my other channel, you guys. If you haven't, I'll go over. The link is in the description. Subscribe to my second channel as well. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much once again for being here. Y'all be safe out in these streets. Y'all take care. I will be back tomorrow. So make sure you guys are here tomorrow, 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. You guys, make sure you're here to give your thoughts and perspective on the content that I am sharing with you guys. So thank y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. I love you guys. Y'all be safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah.